All right, man. Decided to make a video. Finally had some real free time to do so. I'm here in Gatlin, Tennessee. Gallatin City, Tennessee. Um, yeah, and I answer some questions about Cowan. So far, so good, man. I literally have no complaints. Um, it's truck driving at the end of the day. Uh, if you don't drive, you don't make no money. If you don't make any miles, you don't make any money. This is how it is. I was a little skeptical about putting out certain information because there's certain things I just don't do. Since I am a dedicated driver, um, I go one place or the area of one place every week, and I come back home every week. Um, I think I said in my last video, I just updated my paperwork with my LLC paperwork, and it may be small or minor to some, but I feel really good. It's a big deal to me to have my business account, to have the LLC and all that stuff going on. It's a great accomplishment for me. And like I say, this is the opportunity I created myself. Um, but while doing that with Cowan, how that work is, you go to your home terminal in order to sign your paperwork over again. My home terminal is in New Jersey, it's in Burlington, New Jersey. My dispatcher, I hate going up there because it's crazy. For me, I'm in Tennessee, so I have to drive through Virginia, Maryland, and those hills are crazy. I'm terrible gas mileage going up there. But I made it up there, and they have to route you up there, and they have to route you back down. I always wonder what drivers meant by freight. Well, not by freight per se, because I've been in the logistics field since I was 18. Meaning about, do companies have freight? Meaning they would have the ability to get freight so they can get you one way to another, one place to another. With me going up here to New Jersey, I was able to do that. With me coming back home, I was able to do that. They had got me a load up there, and they got me a load on the way back. And when they got me a load on the way back, they asked me, "Hey, do you want to keep riding, or do you want to go ahead and shut it off for the week?" I said, "Nah, what you got? Get it to me." Boom. They was able to get me something else, and was like, "Okay, we're gonna route you back to the house." So it's never been, even when went to Salt Lake, for example, and the place where I usually pick up loads at didn't have any for me to pick up. So they had to find me a broker load, and they found me a broker load like that. I actually thought when I went up there to sign my paperwork in New Jersey again, I thought I was going to get stuck because I had to go to the truck stop and sit and wait for a load. And when I say sit and wait, literally, I waited an hour, and they gave me $150 for doing that. So I have worked for companies before where I have waited days for loads. And like I said before, a long time ago, I'm not going to put out information that is misleading or to do anything, because I don't even think nobody from Cowan know I make videos. One good sign of a quality company is word of mouth from other drivers, whether it's company, local, or other owner operators. I ran into a owner operator in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Two of them. Both of them been in their lease for going on 3 years, and the fourth year is your last year, basically. And they told me, hey, listen, that's what it is. Fourth year, last year. And they was telling me the different options that they had. They was telling me the different issue they had with their truck. They told me how long they stopped, and it was minor. I mean, he was saying how one guy who said he had some issues with his truck, he didn't get it brand new, he got it used. I got my truck brand new, the other guy, his truck brand new. He was saying that with getting it used, you don't really know what the other driver did to it. So those are things that he kind of struggled with that truck. But for the most part, he was able to get in and out in terms of getting repairs. He said he didn't sit nowhere longer than a day. He did suggest that I get a mechanic or a local, maybe a mom and pop's mechanic shop I take it to. That'll probably get me cheaper prices, because at the end of the day, though, that is my money coming out of maintenance for me to fix my truck. But I asked him, did he like it? And he said, man, he did plenty owner operator, lease purchase programs, what have you. And he felt like Cowan has been the best yet. And he said he been driving for 30 years. And I've been saying in my videos that I feel like if you had experience, Cowan wasn't the place for you. But hey, according to that guy, I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, everybody's experience are different. I, fortunately, to say the least, have yet to run into a driver that had anything bad to say. Company drivers, they pretty much want to know how the truck drive, and they probably want to take a look inside of my Peterborough, because I got it brand new, and I keep my truck up pretty good. Like, I'm not a pack rat. I don't have a lot of stuff. But yeah, another thing is the corporate office. I've been to 3 Cowan offices and Cowan terminals, and I've been to the corporate office. The corporate office was like, it's in Baltimore, Maryland. It was different. They had, you could tell it was the corporate office. Everybody was nice. They had food accessible. They had a huge lounging area, cable TV. You need your badge, your Cowan badge, to go in to unlock the door at night. It was a guy there detailing trucks. What else they had? It was just a different vibe versus the other Cowan terminals. They're just go. Hey, what do you need? You sure? Okay. But this Cowan here, it was like this lady greeted me in the parking lot, and she saw I was kind of confused or lost, and she helped me all the way to the front door, all the way to the front counter. She asked me there and anything else. No. The drivers seemed happy. Everybody was just tripping out. I mean, it was on a Wednesday, so they didn't get paid yet, so they weren't happy because it was payday. I know a payday happy. But yeah, and I always say, you can tell a lot about a company depending on the corporate office. Is everybody uptight? Is everybody faking smiles? Everybody trying to get out of there? But it was just like a real family setting to me, and I've been in some messed up companies on the warehouse side, and I know what poor morale looked like. One thing I did have a problem with Cowan, I think I said in one of my earlier videos something called accelerated escrow. It's when you um, say if I work 3 days, it's a 5 to 6 day pay period, and I wanted to use some additional escrow. Since it's my money, I say, hey, listen, let me use XYZ, and boom. I can allocate whatever I want to out of escrow. But Cowan don't allow you to do that unless you take 2 or more days off. The problem what I have with that is the allow you part. You know, um, the biggest thing with me in terms of this owner operator thing, I don't want to feel like I'm coming to you as a company driver for anything. Granted, company drivers don't have accelerated escrow, nor do they have to. They probably got personal days or something. But even with that being said, um, as an owner operator, that's my money, and I want to do is as I please. That also made me think about. I have this pilot that I park my truck at, and I think I think I think I sent. I needed a dry PM, and Cowan was like, whoever I spoke to that day was like, well, can you get it over there to a TA? And I was like, nah, I'm just gonna get it done here and whatever. And I don't think it was a problem because it wasn't said it was a problem. Nobody said it was a problem. But the fact that they kind of like reverted back to, are you sure? I don't know if they get discounts or anything. I've been in and out of TA a lot of times. I don't took the truck a couple of places and it's been no issues. Um, but the only point I had with that, if it was a problem, the problem I had was, hey, it's my truck. Why I can't take my truck where I want to take it at? But then again, I could have got upset about that, but I asked, hey, is it a problem? And no, it's no problem at all. We just want to be sure. We want to get the best deal for you, which was fine. I told you I don't know anything about trucks. So hey, if you can give me a better deal somewhere else, but if I'm taking home time and I just want to drop the truck off and probably go back, get in my truck, come back and park it, cool. That's what I do. They're very anal about the truck maintenance. They're not going to allow you. They're like, I know in Landstar they say you need I forgot what it's called in Landstar. If you need some type of PM done on the truck, they will ask you like, don't give you a load. You'll be locked out until you go get the maintenance done on the truck. And it's just like Cowan would. They call it a P1. You won't be able to do anything unless you go get the maintenance done on the truck. Just routine. And I think that's why I don't see a lot of Cowan trucks broke down on the side of the road, because maintenance is key. Safety is a big thing. Now the pay. My pay been solid, man. Just like I said before, the bonus, you do get a bonus. They split the bonus out. They don't just give it to you like a lot of other companies do. They split the bonuses out. I think after year one, you get a 2 cent raise. Year two, you get a 2 cent raise. And I don't really care about that. It's 2 cents, and truck driving 2 cent may not sound much versus an average person, but 2 cents is a big deal because it's 2 cents per mile. Biggest thing I'm looking forward to is my max out on my maintenance. Now, on my maintenance, yeah. Cowan has, you got pretty much three accounts. So you got your additional escrow, and I told you that's when you take days off. You have your maintenance, and you have security. The additional escrow can go however you want to go it, how far you want to build that. Your maintenance max out at, your security max out at 5, and your maintenance max out at 10. I haven't even been here for 2 years yet, and my maintenance is maxed out. So there's a certain percentage per mile that comes out each check that goes right over to your maintenance. And to give you an idea of how much that is, I think I looked at it my settlement, and it's the difference of like depending on what you do that week. And with me, usually that figure is almost $400 a week. So once that's maxed out, that $400 comes onto that settlement. Now I know a lot of people say, "Oh well, you know, you you know, it's you gotta wait till we get $10,000 for that happening." That's correct. But I don't miss it. And if I didn't look at my settlements, I wouldn't even see it. Because I kind of think things different. To be completely honest with you, if I make $1,100 a week, I'm fine with that. What comes in my business account, I pay myself. As long as I'm taking home to about $1,100 a week, I'm fine. I'm not a greedy guy. I don't need $1,200, $1,500 to survive. After that, it's really for show. Um, so it gives me the security um, of knowing that if something happened to my truck, it can be fixed without me saying, "Oh man, what am I gonna get this from?" Dry PMs, I think it's like $200-300, I believe. I think you do a dry PM like every 12,000 miles. No, you do a dry PM, then a wet PM. A dry PM is just basically like an oil change, um, and lube, I believe. And a wet PM is like the works, like the best. It's pretty much like the best lube job you can get at a TA or Petro, something like that. And I think all that range from $200 to $300 to $400 or $500, something like that in that area. But like I said, man, and to be completely honest with you guys, I kind of feel like all truck drivers get paid the same. At Carolina Cargo, with zero experience truck driving, I got paid 10 cents a mile, but it averaged out versus the if you didn't go over if you stay under a certain miles per gallon, if you maintain that your miles per gallon, you got the loads on time, you didn't get any tickets and all this other stuff, it goes up. So your base is 10 cents a mile, but you can make a lot more than that. And usually my take home at Carolina Cargo, and that was company driver at Carolina Cargo, the low. I was taking home like $700-800 a week. That's like your minimum wage of truck driving. Then you go to the base truck driver pay, which I believe is like $1,000 a week. And then outside of that, I don't know any company drivers that make more than that. But outside of that, you just got drivers that make more, 1,200-1,300. I know this one guy I met at in Utah. He was a company driver. No, he was a owner operator, and he took home $2,500 a week. The only problem was he was an owner operator, but the company he went with, they get their trucks through Ryder. The odds of him eventually taking that truck home one day was likely to none. He was fine with that as long as he can take home his $2,500. But Ryder handled a lot of the things that went on with the truck. Certain facts about that, I'm not sure of, but I can see him taking $2,500. That's not really much, because at the end of the day, as owner operators, you're 1099. Taxes ain't getting took out of your check. So 10% of that, or 13%, 15%, whatever he taking out, allocating for taxes, you know what I'm saying? He's still getting at least about $2,000 a week. But when I feel like when you hear truck drivers saying, "Oh yeah, I bring home like $6,000 a week," I feel like unless you're like heavy haul or car hauling or something like that, and I don't really know how much they make, I think that's unlikely. or you just a driver that you get all of your check. I don't get everything. My truck made about almost $200,000 last year. All of that money didn't come to me. I paid for my fuel, um, insurance, um, all the great stuff that come with trying to own this truck. You know, realistically, tax wisely, I'm gonna try to make about $30,000 a year. I'm gonna try to make that tax wise, but for the most part, it's a good living. I honestly feel like the creme de la creme is dedicated driving. Um, I won't go over the road because I have a family. Um, this dedicated thing works well for me. I'm home 2-3 days out of the week. But other than that, man, Cowan ain't bad. I don't have any complaints. I try to make sure my business is ran well, and make sure that every time I do a pre-trip, and from the time I do a pre-trip, from the time I do the post-trip, I don't make any mistakes. That's my ultimate goal with this thing, because I know when you make mistakes, you lose money. I'm not in the business of losing money at all. Like I said, I have a ceiling with this, and my ceiling requires me to do a lot of grunt work now, so I don't have to do it later. And at the end of the day, it's like I said before, this is an opportunity that I do not take lightly. I'm very appreciative of this opportunity, and I'm gonna say this before I go. I'm a well qualified person. But one thing that's held over my head is the fact that I'm a convicted felon. If I was to hold that near and dear in my heart, I won't make it nowhere. Period. But at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know the opportunity I have right in front of me, and I'm going to continue to create opportunities. And if I'm blessed with opportunities too, I'll continue to create those opportunities for other people, if it's through knowledge or whatever I can do. I'm not the type of person that's like, you know, hide knowledge behind their pocket, hand out in front. That's not who I am, because somebody gave me the game, and I feel like if somebody's not giving you the game, they're running it on you. So the game I'm giving out right now today is I'm very qualified outside this truck driving thing. I'm probably more qualified to sit in somebody's corporate office. You know, I have 2 degrees. I've been second tier supervisor almost 10 years of my career. Anybody who worked under me or for me know that how I am as a leader. I got all types of certifications. I'm working on my master's degree right now. But you got all of this and one conviction. And that makes the biggest difference, which is fine. It wasn't fine in the beginning, but it's fine now, because I maybe won't be able to be the CEO of somebody else's company, but right now I'm the CEO of my company. Think about that. But that's all I got, man. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'm trying to get a sign on the side of my truck, man. I got one of my homegirl, Destiny, in Jacksonville, that's looking at some stuff for me. She pretty good with stuff like that. So I'm gonna let her do that out. I'm gonna see how that goes, and I'm gonna give y'all the update on that once I get it. At the end of the day, hey man, do your thing. Salute.